Ooh, camera's on. There we go. Right, just had to change shirts because I'm at work, got a company logo, and you know, I don't want to get into trouble. Even though I'm doing my job, I'm having a break, right? Anyway, so I had to change shirts because, you know, some people out there might think it's funny to, you know, ring up, make a joke or whatever, lose my job, then that'll be shit. Especially if I find out the person who did, when I'm doing this video, to help some people. See if they can, you know, relate, maybe a tip. You know, you never know. We're supposed to be a helping society now, aren't we? But the fucking crime rate's up. We're also politically correct. Ooh, about gendering and, you know, can't smack children and call someone, you know, a racist, you know, what they are, Lebanese, Aboriginal, you know, Asian, that's racism. Anyway, most important topic of, you know, this evening for me is mental health. Now, there's a lot of forms of mental health out there, right? I can only talk about myself, but I'm not going to do that. I'm only going to talk about what I've spoken about with other people who suffer from mental health, depression, different sorts. But there seems to be a trend, but it seems to be the same thing. We don't like to say the word. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the word twice, but then I'm going to tell you what I've named it, okay? As if, so we don't have to use that word. We're using what I call it, okay? And that's suicide. Big problem in the world, especially after COVID and with COVID and everything, right? A lot of people doing the right thing about raising money, but still, it's a personal problem. It's one that's very hard to talk about with other people, let alone a stranger. And it's hard to even talk to a friend about suicide. Because the friends that I've made recently all suffer from mental health in some way. So in my own way, it's great because it blocks that out. We're not getting depressed because we're all there trying to uplift each other. But on the other hand, it's hard because you don't want to say what's on your mind because you don't want to bring them down too. And that's where it's very hard. So what I've done, and we have to, and at some point you've got to deal with what you're going through on your own. And unfortunately, suicide isn't on your own thing. Might be done in public, but it's an on your own thing, depending on, I don't know, I don't wish that to, you know. So what I've done is I've called it David. And here he is. This is David. Right, see David? Hey? So David and I, David used to sneak up on me because that's what it does, you know. So David he's not there 1 minute. And all you hear about your day and whatever else, when you're suffering from mental health, or, you know, you're just down, you know, and you just hear screaming. It's in your head, you know, and it gets exhausting. And then along comes David when you've absolutely given up, but you haven't given up on life. You've just exhausted. You've just given up. You're having a little break, and that's when David comes in, right? And David doesn't bring any memories. Yeah, you see him? Doesn't bring any memories, past or present or future or anything like that. He wants you completely memory free, like a brand new USB stick, nothing on it. Because that's what you're thinking of. Nothing. There's nothing to think of. You just do it. But as soon as you recognise it, you know the feeling. I do. It's an emptiness that goes away and you feel it. Right? And when you feel it coming, you know, I sometimes go, oh, how you going, David? You well? You been good? Yeah? You right? I've snipped his arms because I don't like him grabbing me anymore. So I've got a bit of control, you know. Right, and he doesn't like it, and he pisses off pretty quick as soon as I recognise him. Hey, David, whoop, he's gone. Gone. Just goes. You know, I was at $1 Million Bogan's meet and greet at Geelong Harley, and I met a few people there who actually, you know, found me in the crowd, you know, and said they watched my video. One lady came to take a selfie. I gave her a gorilla to give to her husband because their son was stabbed and attempted murder anyway. And I forget her name, and I apologise to this lady for forgetting her name. But I spoke to a couple of people, but I think it's more important the fact that I remember that these people who come up to me. Anyway, and she told me a story, and I gave her a little gorilla, right? And mate, the story. I want to hear your stories, please. If you ever see me, don't not think not to tell me. All right, that because you need to unleash on somebody, and I'm happy, you know. And you know, the only word. This is you know. So that was that lady anyway, and she drove all the way back home, and she was wrapped. I met another couple. We spoke, and they bought a Lamborghini. And his wife loves putting people in the car that he bought, you know, kids and whatever else like that, you know. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's about. You buy something nice, share it. Let people enjoy it who appreciate it, okay? Keep the other dickheads away who just want to use it on you, know. Anyway, this other couple, they come from Shepparton, right? Name is, he's Jamie, and Ash, I think his wife's name, Ash. But no, Jamie, anyway. I've got his number. So how are you going? How are you all? To that lady and the other couple, how are you? And Jamie said to me, you know, he was in a dark place, and you can see he still is. And I hope you're feeling better, Jamie. By the way, hope you know. But we all. I might get a little bit off the track here, and I apologise for that. I don't mean to be long-winded. I do have a GoPro. I don't know how to use it exactly quite yet, so the sound quality on this mightn't be the best. You know, to those people who say, oh, what was that? You know what, the FWF, what they say, what the fuck anyway, WF, oh, WTF, what, yeah, okay, that's what they say, right? Well, to those people, I say this. Okay? So if this video doesn't apply to you, okay? Go knock yourself out somewhere else, okay? Go. Anyway, so I ran it past Jamie, and I will run this because I wanted to do this video to maybe help people to give it a name. Recognise the feeling, the emptiness that comes upon you, and believe me, you can be in a crowd of people and that feeling can come. You can be on your own, you can be driving, you can be riding your bike, you can be doing anything. But the first time David came to me, we all know who this is, don't we? He's just stepping in. This is Moto Giant. Bang! Yeah! There you go. Then David, there you go, mate. Hey? Right, came to me. I was watching a $1 Million Bogan video. And it was Danny and what he did on his motorbike in Warburton. Put his bike upside down and oil come running out and everything else like that. It made me laugh. But my finger, yeah, not that one, this one, yeah. That was committed, and it did pull. See? Yeah. 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 It's real. It's gone. Looks like a dick. Anyway. well, I won't say, it didn't shock me that all happened and everything. It was more, how am I going to get out of this? What am I going to say to the missus? You know, I've got a tooth gone. Anyway, moved on from that. But I realised pretty quick, and I did some research, you know, and you know, suicide, people who attempt suicide and fail are at greater risk of eventually doing it, right? And I'm not saying this is going to help, it's a cure or anything. I'm just saying I've spoken to a few people who've attempted it, and you know, we're still here. And I've researched it and discussed it and stuff like this, and there's an emptiness. You lose thought of past, present and future. And David likes that. He wants you completely empty so that you can't see any way out because you're empty. And that's when he grabs you, and yeah. But you know, it doesn't go away straight away. You know, the first time he comes, it's like it's overpowering, right? And you got to recognise it, guys and girls. You've got to recognise it. Give it a name. Name it whatever you think, and recognise it. Because believe you me, it pisses off. It gets hard, and it's a fight, you know. I've been in security. I've been around the world, you know. Again, you know, not for pleasure, for work, you know. You know, looking after people or animals and stuff like that. And I've seen a few things in my life, you know. But believe you me, the biggest fight I've ever had in my life was not up against a man or a group of men or being shot at or anything like that. It was me and David. That was a fight. You know, I mean, I don't claim to be a good fighter out in the street or anything like that. I just say I don't like bullies. And, yeah, you know. But, you know, when, and I never ever had a David in my life. I never even thought about it, but it just came on. And, yeah, it's a bit of a different story when the finger is pointed. At you. Because finger pointing, yeah, we know about finger pointing. Look what happened to Moto Giant. Good crop, eh? You like that? The finger. So, when you feel this finger coming in and not up the bum, that's not David then, that's something else. But when you feel the finger coming in, right, recognise it and say, how you going? Might be making a cup of tea. Would you like one, David? How many sugars do you have? I've forgotten, mate. And he'll piss off. You know, you might be riding your bike. I was telling James, you know, I had an incident on the bike where, you know, it just hit me as I was riding the bike. Yeah? How's that? Just hit me when I was riding the bike, and got this incident. You know, this feeling came over me. I wanted to do something silly on the bike, just yeah. And I quickly, because I knew the feeling, I flicked the radio station over to my iPod, put on a, you know, I think it was, I don't know, something like Back in Black or I don't know, some song. Yeah, changed the whole mood, right? Kicked the Harley down a few gears and yeah, boom, didn't endanger anyone, didn't endanger myself. Little did I know that there was a police car probably about, I don't know, about 500-600 metres behind me, not following me for any reason, just on the freeway, same as me, you know, just travel along. The next minute you see me just go kicking down, taking off, and yeah. there was a patch of water on the exit, and yeah, the Harley kicked out, didn't it? Nice little bit of a power slide, all controlled and everything. Anyway, he pulls me over, and he asked me. He said, I'm just going to ask you before anything. I want to ask you, what happened, mate? He said, because we've been on the freeway behind you, not for looking at you, for about I don't know, it's about 6 kilometres or something like that. So, and then all of a sudden you acted erratically. But he said your erraticness wasn't erratic; it was controlled. Because I watched the whole thing. You know, he saw me flipping, and then boom, you know, and everything. Look around, do a head check for cars and whatever. And he said, use your indicators and a whole lot. And I did. And I said, all right. I said, and I had to tell him, I said, listen, I suffer from PTSD, and I said, sometimes I get these moods upon me, and I said, and I've given it a name, David, you know. And I said, I felt David get on board, and I just had to do something to snap it. And I said, you know, with what I did, changing the music, yep, that helped a bit, and then bang, you know, accelerating, kicking it down a couple of gears, that was all good. I said, you know, that patch of water back there helped a lot, because when it put the bike sideways, I wasn't thinking about David no more. David had gone. David bailed, mate. He bailed. He jumped off. And yeah, because you know, I'm wanting to keep the bike up. I love my bike. I've done 105,000 k's on it, and I love it. I've never dropped it, damaged it, nothing like that. And I ride the arse out of it. Thanks to Colin at Geelong Harley there for building me a good, strong engine. Thanks, Colin. You know, wouldn't mind a few more horsepower, but hey, that's a tongue-in-cheek joke. Anyway, I don't want to piss anyone off. But yeah, and I said, yeah, and he said, look, he said, you can ride a bike, he said. And he said, no, I understand what you mean. He said, he was involved in the Russell Street bombing, and he knew exactly what I meant. He didn't caution me, nothing like that. He just said, take care. And he said, thanks. He said, because you saying that to me and how you handled it, he said, I'll use that. I'll name it now. This video is just here to help you. Just give it a name. Recognise it. You know, mental health, yes, it needs to be more, there's a lot of awareness about it. But the problem is how do we get the people to talk about it? It's hard. Not a lot of people will. They don't want to admit to it. Nothing. They own it, but they don't want to talk about it. So for those people who are in that conundrum with me and stuff, and even talking to family and friends, there's a lot of suffering in the world out there at the moment. And there always will be at some point in time. And we don't want to burden other people with it. So if this video helps in any way, I hope it does. You know, in all seriousness, you know, I put a funny twist on it, but it's not funny. But I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. That will be the biggest fight of your life. You know, mate, you know, people think I'm a scary bloke, a kind man. I don't care. You know, I know what I am as a person, and the people I have in my life of recent, you know, Danny, David Perry, Brian, the Bobhead boys, Colin, Andrea, you know, all the people I've met, you know, and how I met them. If you follow the channel or Danny's or whatever else like that, you know, you'll understand. Paulie, Seb and Damon. You know, I've made some good mates, brothers, good relationships, and you know, they're overseas or Danny's busy, or it's good to be around, and it's life recharging, it's generating, you know. We're all around each other, we take the piss, we have a good time and everything like that, you know, and but we've all got lives to lead as well. So we all know we have to separate again and go back to home, work, go back to the grind, you know, and you know, you gotta learn and you gotta understand that you gotta have to sometimes take care of it yourself. That's the harsh reality. And yeah, just give it a name. You know, I take the piss out of David sometimes. You know, I'll get in and you know, and I'll sneak up with him. I'll even call him out sometimes. I'll come up behind him. You know, and I'll say, "How you going, David? Good? You well? Yeah? Yeah, what have you been doing? Yeah, not much, no. Yeah, been looking for you. Oh, have you? Oh, you almost ready? No, I'm not ready. Are you ready? Right? You ready? You're ready, you're ready, you're ready. Now, piss off. David will piss off. It's funny. It's fucked off. No. I hope you're doing well, Jamie and Ash. And I hope this video's helped somebody. I think I've explained it pretty well. You know, you just name it. The feeling, you know, if you've got to do something, wear an elastic band on your wrist, just smack it, you know, to break your mood, do something. It's just what I use. They're not tried and true. You know, a psychiatrist, anyone out there might say I'm an absolute dickhead. Yeah, okay, no worries, you know, you're not the one suffering, prick, right? Hang on. Justin speaking. Yeah, good. Yeah, I'm alright, yeah. Alright, yep. Right, we're back. Sorry. Work phone, got to answer it, got to take it, I'm at work. Anyway, so that's what I was saying. So give it a name. Alright, give it a name. Down. Right, give it a name. And let him know. Or her know. Whatever you name it. Mine's David. This is David. Anyway, say hello to the group. Piss off. From JB, take care and fight the good fight. Okay? Because the good fight is you. Care about yourself. And I say that by saying this. When you care about yourself, you're also including the people around you because you care about them. Some people take that care about yourself too literally and they literally just care about themselves. They don't care about anyone else, right? You got to care about yourself and those around you, right? And you do that by fighting the good fight, okay? So stay strong. And for those dickheads in your life, just give them that. All right? And watch out for the finger. Watch out for the finger. All right? Pointed at you. Okay? And then bite it. Because it'll be David's finger, or whatever you name it, okay? So take care. See you, Jamie. See you, Ash. And everyone I met at Danny's meet and greet and on the ride. Take care. Love you all. Stay safe. Be good. Or be good at being bad without getting caught, okay? No drugs, okay?